me and say, you see, Mayegun, I told you, Mayegun, this one is a different thing. I told you that the court, they no bond them well. I say, Baba, calm down. Now, all of us, they tell ourselves. The bottom line is that, if the right thing is done, a lot of you will not be agitated. You know that. If the wrong thing is done, you will be agitated. So those who are suspecting that you will be agitated, they know why you will be agitated. So if your pressure true has forced them to do the right thing, then you win. There's no pressure. Sure you get. But the worry here is this. When they ask Wiki, what do you think? What will happen? What if the court now rule that Tinubu lost? Just to explain to you how that now everybody they feel that way. Tinubu people will tell you it's impossible. How? Who's going to read the judgment? It's impossible. Then, the God I serve, you know that thing? Can never put me, he can never bring me here and then put me to shame. They switch it to God, which means everybody is kind of, even though a lot of people are seeing the confidence in them, having realized how badly they did, even during the proceeding in front of all these judges, but they are still confident. But even within that same confidence, you can tell within that, Baba, like everybody we need your Wednesday, right? With a wiki on the same court.
Because the thought was that if there was the crisis in the PDP had not gone on, the one that led some of you to oppose the position of Atiku Abubakar being the presidential candidate, that if some of you had worked for the PDP, that the PDP had a stronger chance. In fact, there are those who believe that even out of the court, there is a possibility that PDP may have a chance in the court.
Now, assuming even they have, it will not change my position of equity, fairness, and justice. It will not change my position. The position we said that I did not attack president for 8 years, which is there, therefore the South should have. It hasn't changed. It has not changed. So whichever way you look at it. But look, Shane, I've always told people that, you see, you don't tell people that you are the only one who matter. You are the only person who matters. No, that other people don't matter. No, you don't do that. I believe the right thing should be done at all times. If you have heard, that's not just stopping you from being sober and say, look, I got it wrong. I got it wrong. I thought I was right.
Have you gotten it wrong? Did you get it wrong?
No, I said those.
I'm asking you in any way, on all of these steps that you have taken, did you do anything wrong?
Nothing. That's why our conscience is very clear. That's why we can walk with our shoulders high. In fact, the party should come to River State and say, look, you have made us proud by making sure our party took these seats. The one you lost was the one we have been protesting. Do the right thing. You say you will never do the right thing. Agree on something you will do. You change.
What if things change in the courtroom against the status quo as it is right now? What would you do?
Look, for me, it will not matter. That I stood firm that this is what is right to be done in the country.
You see that happening?
It can be done.
It's a possibility.
I have never said. No, the God. No, I don't see that possibility. But the God has
said. You're a lawyer.
The God. Listen, we have lawyers doing their work. I don't want to do their work. Right? I believe, and I strongly believe, that the God I serve is not a sleeping God. I believe the God that has kept me today, that made me to go through all these processes, will not just come and abandon us like that, though.
So you think your God supports Tinubu from now?
Supports the action we took.
To support Bola Tinubu?
Yes. Yes.
You said you are a PDP member. Yeah. But you are...
Did you hear that? The God that he serves and everything he did to support Tinubu, that God will not abandon them. I don't want to speak for the lawyer, he said. because it's already done. They've done all they had to do. But you know, something is this, which, you know, it's like an afterthought, by the way, that later. Do you know that this Wike is still going to tell everybody what really happened? Including how they've bribed the judges, threatened them, threatened their families behind the scene, told them to go away, go on vacation, just get out somewhere. The moment you deliver the judgment, just leave Nigeria. Don't worry, we'll deal with the rest. Do you think Wike will not open that mouth one day and tell us everything? Though it will be too late then. But do you think he won't tell us? Same way he told everybody there what they did, what Miriam Dili and the rest of them did to make his wife the judge of High Court in Nigeria, doing the bidding of the political class. Like that man, Bulkashua, and his wife, retired president of the Court of Appeal in Nigeria. Wike will tell us one day, it will just be too late. You know? Then the NBA. Somebody said, why are people still studying law in Nigeria, by the way? Like, you are studying law for what? In a lawless country. You have a Nigeria Bar Association. It's more or less like an umbrella body for human rights fighters in Nigeria. It should be. You know, even if you have any human rights organization, you will need the law. Abi, the Nigerian Bar Association is like that. They were supposed to be the wielding stick at some point to correct, but they are actually the rogues. In their rank and file, there are those who actually pay bribes, offer bribes to judges, okay? There are those who manufacture evidence, fake evidence to get criminals off the hook politically in Nigeria. They've always been there. And one of them is the president. He's talking about Tinubu and the election. Listen to this, lawyer.
Well, happily, I started by saying that this country is a country of laws. That Tinubu is president today is a function of laws. It's a function of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's a function of the Electoral Act 2022. What I have done is simply to recognize the position of the law. As far as the law is concerned today in this country, without prejudice to the pendency of the petition against the election and the declaration of President Tinubu, he is the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. When he took the oath of that office, it was because the law prescribed that he took that office. When he was so declared as president, it is because the law also makes provision for such a declaration. This is not a function of anybody's sentiments or whims or caprices. It is about the express provisions of the law. And the law clearly says, and those lawyers that are talking about all of this also know, and they owe the people of this country the duty to properly guide the people, to let them know what the law says. And if they do, the people will fall in line. And there is a presumption of regularity of the act of every public officer. So the law presumes very clearly, and those lawyers are not in doubt, they know, except that they haven't been gracious enough to tell the people that when any public duty or anything has been declared by a public officer, there is a presumption, rebuttable though, that all that needed to be done had been so done, and that the person who made that declaration has the authority to make such a declaration. The INEC chairman have the authority to make the declaration that he did? Yes. When he declared that Tinubu won the election, there is a presumption that inured in favor of Tinubu as the candidate at that time, now president, under the auspices of APC, that all that needed to be done, all the requirements that needed to be satisfied for him to be so declared president have been satisfied. Who else should I invite? Should I not recognize the provisions of the law and what the law has provided? Are we without a president simply because there is a pending petition? No.
Okay,
Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the president of this country, and I went to him because I defer to the law, not to the whims and caprices of any particular individual.
Okay.
And if those lawyers say that there is no such presumption under the law, let me know. Let me know. But all of this are without prejudice to what the court is going to determine in the petition. But as it is,
no structure, 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 no. No structure, 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 no structure.
That's right. There are so much trouble in the paradise of these criminals, and the easy target, as always, has been the obedience. The moment they announced that the date for the delivery of, for the appeal court or the tribunal to deliver their judgment on the petition of Obi, the obedience have been gathering. And their gathering always look like this whenever APC, Egbekegbe, or Nigeria establishment hear about obedience. You know something? Even though majority of you have become so powerful in the world that we live today, the world of the young people, the world of technology, you have become so good that your devices have become weapon of mass destruction to the establishment in Nigeria. A particular weapon that has been giving them sleepless night, they have no idea around it. They spend a lot of money to try to control this space. So every time they say obedient, gather here, obedient, gather here, is a post from a tiny device, right? When the APC, Egbekegbe, hear that, or the establishment in Nigeria, those who are telling you to obey the criminal judgment that violates the constitution of Nigeria, that they want you to respect, every time you say obedient, gather here, this is the picture they see. They tend to believe that you are coming with serious war machine and you will take over everywhere if you are indeed allowed. So this morning, the former Daura Secret Service that has now turned to Dokpemu Stupid Service, DSS, they issued a warning. Not just warning, not just one warning. Warnings. First, they warn those who might want to organize any gathering towards the date of the tribunal judgment. Do you understand what that means? Do not organize anybody to mobilize to the tribunal center, to the appeal court in Abuja, as solidarity as Nigerians. By so doing, you are committing a crime against the Dokpemu Stupid Service Human Rights Act or Violation Act. That's their own law. You don't know about it. It doesn't exist anywhere other than their own book. That's what they said. We will arrest you, okay? And we will arrest all of you, the ringleaders of anybody who is organizing any gathering anywhere, on Wednesday and after Wednesday. Now, the message was supposed to be, who is this message for? The only people who have actually declared that they were going to shut down Nigeria from tomorrow through next day, which is on the 6th of September, Is that message for them? Is that for NLC or something? We know it's not, because they are so very specific. All of you young people who are going to disagree with the tribunal judgment, we advise you to call your children and warn your children on social media. All of you that are going to be writing about the judgment, watch what you write, because what you are writing can be considered as an incitement, inciting the public against the judges. So all these warnings came out today, including, meanwhile, there are others who also want to protest. So I'm talking about those who are facing the hardship of a school fees increase. Students, of course, students want to protest too. They want to join NLC. The Aura Secret Service, formerly, and presently the Dokpemu Stupid Service, have issued warnings to the vice chancellors of schools in Nigeria. Please, if you see any union or any student organizing any gathering or a protest against the hike in school fees in your campus, we need you to give us their names, and we want you to get them suspended or kind of dismissed. There is not going to be any tolerance for any gathering. This week is going to be a very big week in Nigeria. Anybody gathering anywhere can cause problem. But this warning is not for APC. Because as you are watching this video, as some of you are grouping and gathering and talking and thinking and planning, they are doing the same thing, plus money. So they are also mobilizing for Wednesday. You will see them in Abuja. The police will not go to them. If they see you, they will come for you. And that is why for those who are kind of really fired up right now, if you are genuine, you must be ready to go all org. Don't start waiting, if you finish. I'm saying, if you want to face these guys with what they have in stock for you, no be one day thing, we don't go there today, you gonna go back to your house, go sleep. Baba? Anyway, Kalu is not taking any chances, by the way. According to those around him, they advised him to kind of seek the reassurance of the military chiefs. Everything okay. They've perfected everything. The NLC guys who are trying to shut down the country will figure out how we are going to play those ones, okay? To make sure that we control that strike, all right? We can let them do it, but we control it, okay? And then to those who are like disobedient and others who might want to react to the court judgment, we already alerted the police. The DSS is going to pick some people up from tomorrow evening and then all through the week, okay? So, but if things should better gather up more than usual in Abuja, so we will need a backup military that is going to help the riots, or what do you call it, the violent police that will break out any kind of gathering. So all these things are in place. Above it all, are we all on board? Do we all agree that this is it and we are going to play our part? To get that reassurance, he called the meeting of all the service chiefs before he will depart for India. This week, imagine, I'm just saying it to imagine, tomorrow, I'll be this evening, Kalu jet out to India. And before he land for India, his own service chiefs, they have picked them up, locked them somewhere, without telling us, or without us knowing, then wait for the judiciary to come and deliver the judgment. And when judiciary want to tell you that Tinubu win, they will first start praising Obi, Labour Party, Atiku. They will be, when they are reading their judgment, they will be praising them. They did a fantastic job. You proved that you are a nationalist in your submission. You are a great Nigerian that did a lot of kineko. Once they start praising them, just know, say that Tinubu, they won't declare winner. Are you with me? So to get that reassurance, he called them. Come and say it to my face that if I go to India, I'll come back. and I will still be the president. Abi, are you assuring me of that? Yeah, meet me inside Abuja. So that's that assured, right? And call, look, and leave. Somebody asked there that, why are you anticipating negativity? Talele. Ta mujero wa, ta nijero. Do you think this is actually a platform where you can begin to feel like the wishes as typical Nigerians? Don't let us wish negativity. Don't let us wish anything negative. Let us be positive. This is not in your control. Do you understand? It's in nobody's control here. Whether it's going to be negative, or it's going to be positive, it's not in your control. So don't come here, okay? And be like the people we are talking about, gaslighting us. Why are you being negative? Let us be positive. Whether you are positive, whether you are negative, whether you are neutral, whichever condition you find yourself, this is not in your control. Sure you get, okay? This is an anticipated reactions that is going to follow what has already been concluded. So don't come here and begin to say, hey, why are you anticipating negativity? Negativity over who? So that I can play a mind game and help you change it. Turn to a pastor and tell you that I'm seeing a vision that, in fact, you are all going to wake up on Wednesday and start jubilating and smiling. Anticipating negativity. Because now me did the brain of those criminals who are cooking this whole thing together and wishing that that's it. Everybody take it and move on. Just move on. Forget it. Just let's go. And anybody that doesn't want to move on is a negative person who wants something bad to happen in Nigeria. It's none of all this whole thing is not in your control. It's not in mine. It's none of my own creation. It's not yours, except if you are one of them. You know why I said that? If they had followed their own rules, if they had followed their own laws, we would never be here. You know that. So why are you not saying that? The negativity, the road to Damascus that Nigeria is currently threading right now, Baba, that's not my creation. That's not your creation, except if you are one of them. You know? Negativity kill you there. Anticipating negativity, call. So anticipating. Brothercipating. These criminals have cooked in Nigeria. And they are not prepared for these reactions they are seeing. Somebody like me, where they say, you know where they say the violence is here. I know the genesis of this whole thing. That is why you see a lot of people listening to me right now. It all started a while back. And the only shocker that we have experienced in this whole journey is the shocker from the obedience, who came from nothing. And they trashed two biggest, two big leprous criminal group called PDP and APC. That's the only shocker. Apart from that, somebody like me, you know what they call them? They say, this one won't fight. This one won't fight. That one won't fight. Okay? And what they want to fight for, right, is Nigeria. But you see that what they want to fight for, which is that Nigeria, there are other interest people there, okay, that if they are asked that would they fight for Nigeria, they will tell you, no. More everybody commercial, come out your own knife, or maybe they cut Nigeria. Everybody they go their separate way. I am one of them. I am one of those that, if you ask me that, okay, let us come and fight for Nigeria, I'll tell you, no, I'm not fighting for anybody. The only thing I can do is that everybody come on, more quarters, more they go. But you see, those who are fighting for this one Nigeria and the rest of them, people like me, we no get, I no get dog in the fight. I no get, what do they call it? I no get any horse in the race. So to me, if anything we go come as we fight for that one Nigeria, yeah, anything we go come make sure say you burn that Nigeria down. Sure you get now, not me, you, because this is the problem now. The criminals who have captured Nigeria, they don't want to let go. Those of you who have been the victims of the state capture in Nigeria, you want a better Nigeria. So you are fighting them for a better Nigeria. They want to burn Nigeria down. You won't have it. If they can't have Nigeria, you won't have it. And if you're going to have that Nigeria, we'll go burn them down. So it's not me. Me, I am just a referee here. So you're obedient. So this one leti. So when obedient PDP, when they buy APC, I'll say obedient, start crying. Then I will say, you see what the PDP they do? You see what the APC they do? These criminal people, this mad people. See what they do to the obedient, Because last, when you finish the whole thing, the way they are intended, you have no intention of Nigeria burning, Abi. You want a better Nigeria, Abi. They don't want a better Nigeria. They want a status quo Nigeria. And if you want to take it from them, they've told you it's not going to be easy. They will burn it down. The process of burning Nigeria down is what they are doing right now. So don't turn to me and say, now maybe negative. Look at me at here. You don't know. Bad day. Sure you get. And you know something is this as well. That's why I give the credit to the obedient. They have fought a very good fight for a long time, and they have been very consistent about it too. They've shown that they are actually the real political opponents to the establishment in Nigeria, to BTP, to APC, obviously, Abi. So they have tried to silence them. They have tried to push them away. They thought if they stretch them a while, they will be tired and gone. But Baba, what you are witnessing today in Nigeria between the obedient and this establishment, show you how to see what they witnessed during the election. Is it different? The expose, the everyday fire on them. Show you how to see during the election. I am just a spectator. I'm just a referee here that will monitor it. So when you provoke them, okay, when you provoke them to that point, that Zama said that everybody will be worried, everybody should be concerned and worried. Now, there me idea. So if on Wednesday, like I said before, or Wednesday, if they say, Peter Obi is the win, as you are celebrating and all of that, I will say, oh yeah, obedient, gather here. If now your pressure force them, do the right thing. Oh yeah, double down on your pressure. Force them to do nonsense because the Supreme Court is still there. So to me, to somebody like me, who knows how they do their things there, right? I can tell you, even anything that seems to be like, oh, they want to get it right. No. It's the momentary kicking the can down the road. They are so corrupt. And they are so self-centered, Baba, that they are not seeing Nigeria the way some of you are seeing Nigeria. We are the what do you call it? We have the largest clinical. We are more than them. We should go out and face them. And the rest of that. No, they don't see Nigeria that way. Until you would have to shock them like you did during the charade election. So to somebody like me, anything that is going to continue to boost your morale, you, the obedient, boost your morale, boost your everything, encourage you, keep pushing, keep fighting, and force these criminals, okay, to do nonsense. And indeed, all other institutions in Nigeria that are so corrupt, like to the teeth, because of you, the world is learning about that. A lot of people are in the know, and so many are actually contemplating on how they are going to end it. They just want a reason. You will give them that reason because these criminals will give you the reason, and you are going to act on that reason. And when the whole thing goes up in smoke, you are going to watch it on Mayegun's Diary Politico. Do you understand? And then you will come back to understand that all of this, are not in your control. they could have been prevented, obviously, but they won't. Since they didn't prevent them, and here is the journey to Damascus. Stop pointing their fingers at anybody and keep blaming them and start telling them that, maybe they... No. People have passed that stage right now, in case if you haven't noticed. Anyway, the chairman of their violence group, that's it, the one that said that if they swear for Tinubu on the May 29th, they have already killed the Nigerian constitution. He had this to say too.
I normally say by the grace of Almighty Allah. Yes, inshallah, victory is coming. Victory is ours, but victory is for the Nigerian people. Nigerian people contested through Peter Obi and me. Peter Obi and me didn't just contest in our own right. So victory is coming to the Nigerian people through us. Inshallah, it's coming. There's only one party rightly configured, in place, with the right attitude, with the right candidates to win the election, Labour Party. Others are wasting our time. With due respect, I don't trust them much. The office of the Senate President. A senator, for God's sake, is a highly distinguished and honorable individual. You should live by principles, you should live by law and everything. Now, the top senator in Nigeria did not contest primaries for Senate. You covered it in your news channels. The gentleman contested for presidency. And you don't contest for 2 offices under the Nigerian Electoral Act. As I speak to you now, Senate President Ahmed Lawal from the Supreme Court of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is the senatorial candidate in his state. How do you expect me, for God's sake, any right-thinking person, to have much trust or confidence in the system? So I'm justified for feeling the way I feel. Look, I'm human. There's only so much I know. Some of the decisions will be decided by obedience, by Nigerians, by Labour Party. It will be decided by the youth. It will be decided by women. It will be, who knows, even the security agencies may decide. Look, these elections better be good. I know what I'm saying. We're on the cliff edge. Nigerians can see the clear difference between Obimi and between the others. And Nigerians are...
Ó ti dójú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn. Ó ti dójú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn. Ó ti dójú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn.
Ó ti ṣe kí ni o? Ó ti dójú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn. How can they kill all this tension? How can they reduce all this palpable affair? Or how can they leverage on it? You know what I mean? All these answers, all these questions have remained. The answers to all these questions have sort of eluded them, and I'm kind of enjoying it too. Yeah, I am, and that is, on the tribunal, no tribunal. Of course, I would want to hear your part. Like, how do you feel? What's your own expectation and the rest of that? Of course. But I'm going to take a quick break. And when I get back, we will continue. Now, I have over 4,000 of us currently on YouTube, which is great. Thank you. All right. If this is your first time of joining Mayegun's Diary Politico, you should do me the honor and then subscribe onto my channel. Okay. And if you are here and you are one of these over 4,000 on YouTube, you should take a moment, take a break, and like the broadcast. Why can't we have like 2,000, 3,000 of us who have actually stopped by to like the broadcast? We can do that in this break. I am going to be back in a moment. Don't go anywhere. Thank you. Now going forward, because this is where I'm going to take us. Okay, I'll take us now so that we can have enough time of having a chat. You know, we've not had that in a while, right? But Lagos, okay, should I even just leave that? Hang on, I'll show you. Lagos, for the fourth time, they have launched the mass metro line, the mass transit metro system in Lagos, 20 years after the contract or the project started. And with Sonweiku, you know, boarding the maiden, trip today, the first trip, he assured the Lagosians that, listen, guys, by December, the red line is going to start too. So from, okay, hang on, listen to this.
Then again, the red line is still absolutely. Can you run us sometime? The red line is going to be completed before the end of this year. Amen. By the grace of God. We are about 95, 96% in all of it. So, you know, for the red line, we have over bridges. So we're going to be start commissioning the bridges by the end of this month, so that passengers and vehicles can start moving on those bridges from, you know, Ikeja along to Yaba Bridge to the Temeta Bridge to Mushi Bridge and all of them, you know. So we're going to open the bridges for vehicles to start moving on top. So that will begin the signalization that red line is coming up. Right, we're almost completing the retrofitting of the trains, and you know they have also started recruitment of train operators, you know, train managers, and all of that. Then we will start the unveiling of the various stations themselves. You know, red line is actually, in my view, actually even bigger than the blue line, right? So it will come. It will certainly come. I'm trying to get everything, all the T's crossed and all the I's dotted. You know, we're just.
By the grace of God. You know, that's what he did there. And it's good. I mean, mass transit. And their price seems to be cheaper too. From Marina to... Okay, I don't know. But you could get on there and get a return trip for 700 Naira. Okay, from the island to the mainland, I think. So, and it is safe. And I hope that is it, working now after 20 years at least. It's a good thing if they could keep it. However, I am going to keep my line open, but maybe this is kind of just on the side, all right? From Gabon, a lot of people have been wondering why the reaction of the West towards the coupists or the coup in Gabon is different from their reaction to the coup in Niger. A lot of people, analysts, and you know, people have actually expressed why. Okay, 6 days ago, the Niger junta, they withdrawn what you call the diplomatic immunity of the French ambassador to Niger, and they told him to leave the country. They even told the police to escort him out of the country. But in all of this, they cut off the light, water supply to the embassy for the past 2 weeks or so. For the ambassador to leave, they don't want French in their country anymore. Take your troop. Now, France responded by saying the ambassador will not leave. The French troop will not leave Niger, while they sent representative to the inauguration of the leader of the junta, the leader of the coup in Gabon. I don't understand. You know, I mean, I do understand, but sometimes it's just like, what the hell? So their interest and the legitimacy that Tinubu needs to attack Niger, which has been lagging and has been slowing things down. You see, this court case is also very crucial in that. Baba, while the Niger junta are battling with sanctions, economic sanctions, the threat of invasion, and on like that, in Gabon, now Thanksgiving that they do with their new president, oh, I don't understand, though.
demandons à la chorale de nous prendre un chant d'Esprit Saint, afin que l'Esprit de Dieu nous puisse nous conduire et nous éclairer dans nos différentes missions que nous charge.
Hello.
Mayegu.
Yes, sir. How are you?
My name is Chim from Calgary. How you doing?
Chim. I'm very well. Thanks for asking. It's good to hear from you again. How you doing?
Yeah,
sir?
it's been a while. Yeah, very well, sir. Very well. Nice show. I caught you in between. I didn't exactly start at the onset of the show, but
right.
I had other things I was doing, so I had to rush in now.
Well, I mean, let's hear your own part from the part you kind of joined, if that's okay.
Yeah. So Wednesday D-Day. I've told somebody that Wednesday is either the day that Pontius Pilate and the elders will tell us whether true they don't collect three pieces of silver for judgment, or it is going to be the day that Moses telling Pharaoh, "Let my people go," will happen. That is the way I see it. I've spoken to a few Nigerians today. I've called people back home today. And everybody I have spoken with has told me clearly they're not expecting anything special. That if they do a rerun, if they say rerun, that will be the closest to saying, okay, let's give opposition chance. But that the body language and everything is like, continue. That is what I am getting. That's what I am feeling. Well, let's see how it goes. I don't know. Let's see how it goes. So on that, what I want to say on that part. But on the issue of Gabon, it's very obvious now. It's very obvious that this is a French coup. What they simply did was they read the handwriting on the wall and what has happened in Burkina Faso, in Guinea-Conakry, in Mali, in Niger.
That's right.
And they just felt we must not lose any more foothold in Africa. And if what people are saying, they're tired of these people who are aligning to us, let's take this guy out. The guy they've taken out is not going to lose anything. He's going to be enjoying his stolen wealth.
He's going to keep his own loot.
You know, he's his brother now. This is a family affair. Because if they were genuine, and this is where I fault the African Union, AU. Because I was telling somebody the other day, I said, when these coups happened in Niger, what I expected the African Union to do is to say, France, America, hands off. Please, we don't want war in our region. Then go in and talk to the junta to say, junta, we need you to restore democracy. What's your problem? Oh, we don't want Bazoum. It's okay, you don't want Bazoum. How long can you take to restore democracy? If they say 3 years, tell them, okay, 1.5 years or 2 years. Negotiate something with them. Exactly. Just pamper their ego a little bit. Give them something. But insist that because genuinely you do not want military rule anymore, tell them that nobody in this current transition government will be allowed to transit. You cannot remove khaki and wear agbada, but we'll allow you 2 years or whatever the agreement is, go and conduct a fresh election and install and reinstall democracy. But they didn't do that. You see the kind of pandering they started doing. They were even worsening the matter, creating more confusion and everything. You don't even know where they are. You understand? Because how are you condemning military coup? You're not condemning Kaigama in Rwanda. You're not condemning Ngwaso, Sasso Ngwaso in Equatorial Guinea. You're not condemning, you're not even condemning even the Ugandan guy. You're not condemning any of those people. You have them in your midst. These people are desecrating their constitution. They are doing civilian coups, but it's military coup that you're condemning. I haven't seen anybody
making it look like they actually care when they don't. Jim,
they don't care. Much, so, that's my view on the program, but nice one you're doing today, bro.
Thanks, Baba. Thanks so much for being part of it as well. Let me take this. So we can always manage our time as much as we can, all right? But sometimes when you bring in, on this very, very lovely conversation, I just tend to listen. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Mayegun.
Sir.
How are you, sir?
Very well, Baba.
In fact, about 3 days ago, what I said you should do, you didn't share it all over the world. Why now? And that is very important.
I possibly didn't see it. There's so many messages that come through there. Sorry about
because that. I was the one that called last, and I narrated everything that we must do in order to please that should be circulated. Okay. Meanwhile, okay. Let me just now, Mr. Ayegu.
Sir.
Yeah, God bless you. Now, what is going to happen is that immediately they announce that their judgment on Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
Now, for the proper accuracy of their judgments. Now, the bottom line is the Nigerian populace are now calling upon an outside third eye, an adjudicator, and outside that is calling upon the Supreme Court of US, United States of America,
right,
to come to the aid of the Nigerian populace.
But because they won't have jurisdiction, can they?
I don't know, because this time around, because they are the one that going to do the vetting, the vetting, because the Nigerian Supreme Court, they said the best of the same feather flock together.
They do
flock together. Yeah, because if they can allow that Supreme Court of the US to come and do the vetting, because there are so many oversights that the tribunal have already ignored. Which I have the copies of everything, which must be tabled to the people all over the world, because this thing that the tribunal have ignored, that they call it oversight, is not, they're supposed not to ignore it. Yes,
very, very crucial.
Which I have the evidences which I can present all over the world. And the television all over the world, they must televise it. This is not a joking matter now. They must televise it. So that's why I'm calling upon the US Supreme Court to come to the Nigerian populace aid Yes, because we do not trust the Supreme Court of Nigeria, because birds of same feather flock together.
They flock together. See, I'm going to go and read that message you sent to me. Okay, sir. I will review it, and I still have like less than 48 hours anyway. I can still help the world to see it. Thank you very much.
Please.
Let me take
God bless you.
And you too, sir.
God bless you.
And you too. Thank you so much. So, like you heard, there are so many things that some people believe we cannot trust the Nigeria judiciary. Maybe we should call the US Supreme Court. But the problem is that they don't have jurisdiction. I get his message. I'll take this one. Hello there.
Hello, my good.
Sir, how are you?
I'm okay. It's Austin from Germany.
It's good to hear from you again, Austin.
Well, I don't even know that you pick on it. Like, just let me try.
you know that when the viewership is that high, it's like war to get through. I can only imagine. Right?
Definitely.
I'm glad you made it through, sir. Please.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, if you can remember very well, I was the first person that told you that I was born in Gabon, grew up in Gabon, know how exactly is going on in Gabon. That I told you that the coup, I believe that it's France that did it. I told you because
they backed it. That's why there's no backlashes. That's the impression now, right?
Yeah. The Gabon I know doesn't have that boss. I know. I'm telling you, the Gabon people I know doesn't have that. I'm telling you honestly, it's where I grew up. I'm a Gabonese.
Kind of,
No. They don't have. How many are there? Who is going to back them? Where are they? They don't have it. So immediately I saw the coup. Though we were waiting for the coup for a long time that it should happen, but immediately I saw the coup. I know definitely it's France because France was already losing ground in Africa because France have about 14 countries in Africa. They are collecting resources. So they have lost Burkina Faso. Now Niger Republic, they will lose it, definitely. They will not do anything. They will lose it. No matter however they try. The reason why they went to Gabon, because instead of them to lose Gabon, it's better they lose Niger because Gabon have the whole resources they need. Everything, uranium, everything. Gabon have everything. So they went to block that side. That's the reason why what they did. So Gabon issue is not about Gabonese. Gabonese cannot do any. I know them very, very well. I know very, very, very well about Gabon.
It's like in-house working and all that. But is that not double standard? Exactly. It is double standard. Or what do you call it?
Yeah. So that's number one. Number two, I have. Today I was driving. Today I had a German military in my car. Today we are discussing. He has lived in Nigeria and he was in Abuja in 2017. Then we are talking about Nigeria. He told me, "Let me be honest with you." He was speaking very, very good English. He said, "Let me be honest with you. Nigeria will never get better." Today. That's the reason why I called. I said, "How do you know?" He said, "I know Nigeria even better than you." That's what he told me. He said, the reason why Nigeria will never get better, number one, Nigeria is divided through ethnic city. He said, we don't agree together. We are not meant to be together. That's what he said with his mouth. I was shocked today. I'm telling you honestly.
Because that's the way they see us. They just be like, how could people who speak different languages be in the same country? Like, they don't even have that in Europe. Yeah. In this country, the minute you have your language, you have your country. That's it.
Exactly. And I told him, you are saying this. Do you know that you guys are the problem that you have in Africa? He said, yes, but you guys accepted it. We came to invade you to make our own because we don't have, and you accepted it. He said the criminals we have is the one that making it. That none of them have Nigerian hearts. None of them. He said he was in Abuja for 2014 to 2017. That none of them have Nigerian heart. None. No single one.
If you meet them one-on-one and you sit with them, if you are an honest person, you will know they don't have any care. They don't care about Nigeria. If you are closer to these guys, to these people, they don't care about Nigeria. No.
So it baffles me. Nigerians, we keep saying we are waiting for the judiciary to do miracle. Which kind of miracle do you expect judiciary to do? The same Mary Odili that we are talking about today. The same Mary Odili that you're talking. She is one of the partners that started Hope's animal.
That's right too. That's true. I omitted that. I nearly forgot that.
She was one of the partners that installed Hope's animal. This Mary Odili that we are talking about. This is Mary Odili that Buhari regime went to fight. And disobedience fought for her.
I remember.
Everybody tweeted. Now, she is paying Nigeria back with all this. It's to tell you that these people, it's class war that they are fighting. These people doesn't have religion. These people doesn't have ethnicity when they have to show. Tribe, they don't have. No. So it surprised me when Nigerians came and said, we are waiting for the judiciary to do the right thing. The judiciary will never do the right thing, and nothing will happen. I am telling you, if anyone come out on the street, they will kill that person. You know, there is one statement you made last time that touched me so much. You said when they were killing IPOB, when Nnamdi Kanu was talking, everybody ignored it. Now, they cheat you on election, you are looking for justice. But one man was crying for justice. Nobody thought about it.
Which is true.
Igbo was crying for justice. Nobody thought about it. Nobody said anything. Now, Nigerians want justice. Yeah, Nigerians want justice. How do you want justice? Whereby when injustice happens to one man, nobody talks about it. Everybody said, yeah, it's Igbo issue, it's a Biafra issue, it's this, it's that. You forget that in our place, we used to say, when one finger touches oil, it touches the whole finger.
That's right.
Nigeria, this what the military man told me today is Nigeria is in a mess that they can never come out of it. He said, Buhari that came, that we know that Buhari was the worst regime, will be a child's play compared to what Tinubu is going to do.
Hosting.
I was shocked for a military to tell me that. He said,
because of our time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mary. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. I'm gonna take this one. And then we'll kind of do it that way as well, like put the best of our part of our presentation forward first before others, so that at least we won't miss out the good points before the time goes. Okay. One name.
Yes, my brother.
Osita.
You have always held you have always hold the bull by the horn. You are the hunter that never misses.
Thank you.
Whenever you set your goal, whenever you set your target, your trap, they will always fall into it.
Thank you. Osita, you are a great observer. You should be my historian in the later life, okay? Yeah. You should be my historian because you will know a lot.
We will collectively write a book on you, and it's very soon.
Amen to that. But for now, we are in the trenches. The house is about to catch fire, and there is no water in the fire truck.
Yeah.
Osita.
You see, what happened in Gabon is not just the French. It's about the greed of African leaders. That man is indisposed. The man that is their president before, is indisposed. He has looked at it, and what did he do? He told his brother, his cousin, let us do this thing this way. We will have the blessing of the West. And that was exactly what they did. It is not just, sometimes, yes, we know the West is a problem for us. But then too, we will look at our own weakness. The weakness of a black man. I am a black man. The weakness of a black man is greed, number one. It's solely greed. They don't even know how to say, oh, I've been there. Then let it be the turn of another person. Let me go. Because when you realize it that I've been there, then let it be the turn of another person. You will make good use of your turn. You will make good legacy so that people will still remember you after so many years you have gone by. Right. Look at in Nigeria today. We still talk about Obafemi Awolowo, we'll talk about Nnamdi Azikiwe. We still talk about Tafawa Balewa. Just because of, I say it, just because of the little things that they did. But those little things were tangible. So, but what we have is greedy people in power. So he looked at it that, oh, it is going to come. Instead of this thing has to come from another person, let my cousin do this thing. And we'll call it a coup. Who has seen anybody where they make a coup, they do a coup, and the person that's the victim is there making videos, sending videos to the
telling
world
us to make noise.
to make noise. Who has seen that kind of a thing? So you will know that this West, they are not killing us without us. They are killing us in conjunction with us, with our own people.
They are killing us with our consent.
Yes, the same people will call our leaders. Look at what is happening in Nigeria today. It's a clear evidence what they have on Tinubu, but yet the West, they behave as if they are not saying it. Who do they want? What do they want? They want somebody who they have compromise on so that they can actually use that person to perpetrate their agenda.
Sinister motives.
So if you look at it, the world is feeding today is because of Africa, but the world is not okay today is because of Africa. The meaning of that word is when you look at when they came to Africa, they don't say that particular history. When they came to Africa without guns, the Africans defeated them, drove them away. They went back. That was when they invented guns. They invented guns because of slavery, because of Africa. That was the reason.
The planned invasion of Africa.
Yes. There is one particular video that surfaced during Trump era that here in Atlanta, a policeman a cop stopped a white woman. And he was telling the white woman, why are you afraid? I'm not going to shoot you. We don't shoot white people. We shoot black people. And you think that is not real. It is the truth that they made these guns because of us. They made all these bullets. They made all these submarines, everything. But now, it is beyond the usage only in Africa. It has encompassed everybody. It has surrounded everybody. And now everybody is feeling the heat. So the only way to reset this world is only when a black man recognizes is when we come to realize who we are, then we will know, no matter how good you are. For example, Rwanda, for example, yes, he has done a fantastic job. But the truth is that within 20 years, you are supposed to raise a leader who has the same ideology like you. If you cannot raise a leader, that means you are not a leader as well. You should have been able to within that 20 years. I'm not saying that democracy is not good for Africa. I keep saying it times without number. Because the reason democracy is not good for Africa, the reason democracy is working for the West is because when you look at them, they have all the institution that makes that democracy work for them. We don't have it at all. We don't have it at all.
And it is deliberate that they didn't put them in place, you would say. Won't you agree?
Yes, it is deliberate. They told us to take democracy, but they didn't enforce it that, keep these institutions that will guide you. This is the problem. If China has followed democracy, China will have still been roaming about everywhere in the world. But because they did not follow democracy, they followed their own pattern, their own system of government. What did they do? They did the same thing the United States of America did. They collected every form of government. They sent out their children, go and study everywhere. They got every system of government. They imbibed it in their culture. If somebody is saying that China does not practice capitalism, I will tell somebody it's a lie. Because China has